You are watching Influence Media, PSI TV, the Netflix of biz brands.
Content creators, you didn't make your content because you have nothing better to do. You create content because you have something to share, something that you want to share with more than just one person. Hi, Trudy Behrman here. I had the same situation. I had this burning message inside of me. I just knew that there were too many Christians in line for a handout and not enough of us available to give a hand up. This needed to change. I had the ability to, the qualifications, the passion to help people change it. And I just needed to get the word out. So yes, I use social media. Yes, I wrote best-selling books, but I also felt TV was important. So when I tried to get my story out on TV, I realized probably the same barriers you discover when you think about it. The cost of TV is very high. The opportunity to get on TV is very difficult. And I sent my pitches and I crossed my fingers and hope I got selected and all of that. And it just, I was like, what's going on? This was just too hard. I finally realized it was a pay to play opportunity, and I did pay, and I was on television, but the cost was just so high that the consistency of having a presence on TV was just not there. Fast forward a couple of years and I was able to get this agency, PSI TV. PSI stands for Profitable Social Influence, Profitable Social Influence TV. And the goal that I had was not just only to share my message, but to help you share yours. As you consider all the platforms that you need to share your content on, you should do the social media. You should write your book. You should appear on live stages, network, and make webinars and all those things. You absolutely should, podcasts and all that. But you should not ignore TV. TV truly is an authoritative, credible platform that when you appear, people do tend to go, wow. Why? Because it is pretty easy to be on YouTube. It is. And if you don't procrastinate, it's not really that hard to get a book written. But when you appear on TV, people are aware of the barrier of entry, the cost. And so when you show up on TV, the perception is that somebody felt you had something worth sharing, or you're balling, you're a high baller. Either one, the perception is sometimes more important than the truth, because honestly, we have made TV available and affordable. We've removed the barriers. In fact, one of PSI TV's clients referred to us as the Black Hollywood, because we were making available to you what was prior to this impossible for some, very difficult for others, and expensive for those of you who are willing to bankroll it. We've removed the availability and affordability excuse. It's gone, crushed. To appear on PSI TV currently is the cost of a dinner date. So whether it is that we're helping content creators have a TV presence because we've interviewed you for one of the 3 channels we currently control, or we help you build your own business brand channel on TV, either which way, we want to help you get your message out to the world. And guys, if you think about it, Amazon Fire TV and Roku TV are the 2 big platforms. This whole house just announced that they were also moving to the Roku platform. Guys, cable TV as we know it is dead. It's like a dinosaur. It's about to become completely extinct. And all the Fox News, the MSNBC, they're all on Amazon Fire TV and Roku TV. And you should be too. That's what we want to help you do. I promise you, there is a budget for you to be able to be on TV. So in addition to all the platforms you are sharing your content on, consider TV as one of them. Trudy Behrman here. I am super simple to find, and I do look forward to helping you share your message with the world.
Have you ever wanted to get in front of somebody else's audience on their Facebook Live, on their YouTube channel, their podcast, their blog post, their speaker platform, or maybe even TV? Hi, Trudy Behrman here of PSI TV. Are you our next guest? Whether or not you are, the content I'm going to share in this webinar is going to give you an increased chance of appearing on other people's platform. So you will get a ton of information. I plan to pack this with value for you. We're going to cover in that webinar, OPP, what that is, why content truly is king. It's not about you, yet it is all about you. We're going to have that discussion. To be considered to be on other, to be in front of other people's audience, you must have the free versus paid to play media opportunities. And I am actually going to give you some free resources that you can put your pitch out there and probably get picked up. How to make your show a win-win-win, and bonus tips for an edutaining show. So we're going to deep dive in. If you join me in that webinar, voila, you're on TV. As simple as that. You're probably doing the podcast tour, or you should be. And now you're thinking, should I also be on TV? Let me just say it this way. Location, location, location. It's not so much about the house that is there as it is where the house is. So in the space of media, if you are on YouTube, podcast, TV, location, location, location. Frankly, you should be on all of them, because whatever it is driving you to this podcast tour, to a speaker circuit, is a message, a product, a service that you know is going to make an impact on somebody's life. Maybe it solves their problem. Maybe it improves their quality of life. Regardless, this is something others need to know about. You have the information and you're trying to get the word out. And now you're considering, should I be on TV? Let's just say this, regardless of any of those platforms, you're probably speaking to a very cold audience. And when you frame the idea that you're on a cold audience, I'm just saying this out front because as you approach television, I want you to understand that your content is going to be put out to an audience that probably has never seen you before. You do have to operate differently than if you were speaking to your ideal target audience who knows you and has listened to you a million times. But I want to tell you that even your audience that knows you well, the moment you say, I'm on TV, it does have a certain punch to it that probably they won't get when you say, catch me on YouTube. I'm just saying, everybody, has their own way of receiving that. So you want to get the message out. TV is absolutely a platform you should be considering. It is a pay-to-play environment, at least the way I do it, because nobody likes ads. Nobody likes ads. And when even your favorite television show is crowded by ads, you click away, you get up, you walk away. There is no point. So we have not monetized with ads. We want to keep the people on the page, consuming the content that we have decided to share with them on our platform. So if you're thinking, should I be on TV? Let me just say, yes, you should. And if you have more questions, feel free to reach out to me. I am super simple to find, and I do look forward to connecting with you. PSI TV is hosting a media challenge. A lot of you have a solution to a problem, a message, maybe a luxury item that enhances someone's life, and you want to get the message out there so that people know, and then you can fill your pipeline with prospects and that may become future clients for you. But until people know about you, the opportunity is zero for you to have sales. Now, once they get aware of you, the next thing is that people have to know, like, and trust you. But the first step is being aware of your existence and the offer that you have. That is the first step. And one great way to do this is to get in front of other people's audiences, especially if you don't have one of your own. But even if you do, it's always good to expand that audience reach. So what we're going to do in this challenge is to create a winning media asset for you so that as you approach various stages and podcasts and television shows and summits and other kinds of platforms where you can present your offer or have an event table or something, that you have an asset that positions your offer clearly. Guys, I have had so many pitches come to me, and it doesn't matter if someone's willing to pay to be on my show. I have to assess if that guest is going to be a good fit for my audience. And this media asset is going to be super helpful to do this. I have actually been helping people create the asset that I need just so that I can have them on my show. And I realize that this piece is missing. And a lot of you are just hoping by magic that you will be received on the show. And even if you know the show host guest personally, they're still going to need information that appears on this asset. So guys, let me just tell you right now, you can go ahead and Google a one sheet or a media kit. Go ahead and do that. And if you know, there will be templates out there, and I absolutely use templates. But beyond filling in the blanks of a template, I can tell you there's so many guests that I've had on my show that have sent me pitches. Their offer is not clear. And when I interview them, I have watched interview guest after interview guest take the show that we've done together and realize their unique niche. How? Because as I researched them and I looked through their stuff and I talked to them, I pulled out what was a very key thing, especially for someone like me who's not an expert in their space. And I'm just like, okay, why would I want to do business with this person? And I've helped some of them get their offer crystal clear. And some of them have gone on to use the niche that we created in that show. For example, and you can look this one up, I did an interview with an absolute expert, an ex-veteran in the space who served in the White House level. And he's an absolute expert in the fitness space. And yet after our interview, which I titled Ditch the Dad Bod, he's now using that title and that space as his niche. And all his offers have been based around that title. Even though he is an expert in the fitness space, his offer was not crystal clear. And the show did that for him, but he didn't have a media asset. It's in the process of doing the show that this got created. And I realized this is missing from a lot of people. Another interview guest had very absolute expert in his space, absolutely good at what he does. But the show was able to, because he was on the show, that's the first thing. The fact that he was on television created its own sense of credibility and a transfer of authority. Because if I trusted him enough to put him on my show, and other platforms as well, if other podcasters, if other stages trust you enough to present you to their audience, there's going to be a trust transfer. And so with that trust transfer and me asking him the kinds of questions that made not only his offer crystal clear, but how he was going to best serve the people that he set out to serve, that video, regardless of the views on television and the views on YouTube, which there were significant, he was able to use that video to prime his pump. And he has gotten clients simply because with that video, they realized, one, he was on television, and two, I asked the kinds of questions that crushed the objections that they would have. Now, I can't tell you that every show is going to do business the way I do business, but getting on the show in the first place, you're going to need this media asset. And instead of creating it for people one-on-one as they come, because I'd like to have them as an expert on my show, I realized that this step was an important step, and it's going to benefit you even if you do not come to PSI TV, because there are other platforms that you want to get your message out to. In fact, you shouldn't just try to come on PSI TV. Guys, you need to be everywhere. You need to be as omnipresent as possible. You need to appear everywhere. You need to appear everywhere. And to get the opportunity to get in front of other people's audiences, you're going to need this asset. And it needs to be filled out in such a way that positions you as an exciting guest to have on a show. So how many of you get to say that you know a TV producer? Okay, not a lot of people. I challenge you to go check out all these TV opportunities that are out there and see if you will be able to talk to the top dog at those opportunities, because you're going to get to talk to me. Okay, so I invite you to show up to this challenge and then you're going to leave with an asset that's going to help you get on more platforms and get in front of more audiences. Trudy Vervin here, super simple to find, and I do look forward to connecting with you. Hobbyists, side hustlers, it's time you get out of the bleachers, suit up, and get in the game. Hi, Trudy here of PSI TV, and I used to be on the sidelines just like you, shouting from the side excitedly, knowing in my mind how it should go, what would be better, how it should be done, coaching from the sidelines, shouting out instructions, but not one of the players. But what a vivid imagination of if I were out there, or even imagining myself as one of the players, literally walking through the games with them. But it's time to get off the sidelines, get out of the bleachers, suit up, and get in the game. This is my challenge to you. Now, whatever it is that you are dabbling in, you're pretty good at. You're a weekend warrior, you're a hobbyist, you're a side hustler. But guys, it is time to engage in that passionate pursuit at a higher level. You will serve more people. You will make more impact. You will change lives. There is somebody who needs what you have, who you are the only person that they will resonate with or reach. So even if there's, say, let's say you're doing something in a similar space to Tony Robbins, for example. Well, Tony Robbins is out of reach for many people, but you're not. So whatever it is you're up to, I promise you there is an audience that is waiting for your help, for your service, for your tips. It's time to get out of the bleachers, suit up, and get in the game. Now, to get out there and to really find those people to serve, you are going to need to get in front of audiences. Now, you can use social media platforms, YouTube, all of those things, and you should. However, the fastest way is to borrow somebody else's audience, especially if you don't already have one of your own. But even if you did, you're going to see that the big ballers still get in front of other people's audiences to stay relevant, to stay top of mind, and to remind people that they exist and their expertise, because there's always a plethora of other competitive agents coming in to the same field. That doesn't matter. The person who is going to resonate with you because you sound like them, you've had a similar experience, they need you. Now, as you're borrowing people's audiences, you're going to find that you're going to need the tools to get in front of those audiences. And that's also where I can help. So whether it is that you need to create your media kit or you need to get your message on television, I'm your girl. Trudy Veerman here. Get in the game. Get off the bleachers. Suit up. Get in the game. I hope I've challenged someone here today. Bye.
You are watching Influence Media, PSI TV, the Netflix of biz brands.
1 in 5 businesses fail within the first year. Will yours be one of those? Well, let's go on. By year 5, 50% of businesses have failed. Did you go into business to fail? After you've invested all your savings, ran up your credit, probably took a second mortgage on your house. Is this the results you want? Hi, Trudy Veerman here of PSI TV, and I have been in business for as long as I remember. Since I was a child, I was selling cookies and I was making dolls' clothes. And when I was in college in the late 80s, going into the early 90s, I was selling cookies to the dolphins as they practice on our campus. I was going to St. Thomas University at the time, and the dolphins were practicing on our campus grounds, and I would go out there when practice was going on. I was selling cookies. I've been in business for as long as I can remember, and my current business was registered in 2015. So I'm going to say I have some idea of longevity. I certainly have passed the 5-year mark. So again, I am in TV. So when this number got my attention, I thought, what is one of the main reasons why businesses fail? What do you think it is? What's the first thing that's come into your mind? money, lack of money. Well, how does money come to a business usually? You got it, sales. Now, we might get money from loans, from our credit cards, from taking out a home equity line on our homes, but that's cash flow. That makes the business move. But what really keeps us in business is sales. We have to make sales. And the problem is, I know, because this was me years ago. I was like, I'm not a salesperson, but I'm good at what I do. If only people would just. Okay, the thing is, guys, nobody is going to just. And there's many just like you out there. You are not the only one doing what you do. And even if you are, fantastic, still nobody knows you exist. So when I went to TV, it was to take my message to a wider audience. That's why I went to TV. There was no YouTube at the time. And I realized for people to even know I exist, for them to consider doing business with me, I had to get the word out. TV is not the only way to get the word out, guys. We now have a plethora of options, social media platforms, which includes YouTube, and print media, and stages, and all sorts of advertising, all sorts of options are available to us now. But the most important thing I want you to walk away from this video is that you really do need to get the word out about what it is you do. Now, once you have the message distributed to a wide audience, yes, we still need to zero in a little bit more on that. How have you crafted the message? Is your message inviting or is it repelling? All of that needs to be considered. But before that even is an issue, you do need to get that outreach. We do not want to be amongst the statistics of failures by year 5, because honestly, guys, what a lot of people don't realize is that when you take the risk of trying to start this business, you put so much on the line. When these employees start to make up their noise about they're wanting all this extra pay and they want all these rights, they have no clue what we go through to even create that job in the first place. But you do, you understand. And none of us wants failure to be the end result. So this article by Forbes Advisor has many topics I may use. I started here just because I thought it's item number 28. But, you know, I think if they started here, it would make everything they said in the article that much more relevant, because when people pay, they pay attention. When something is free, like, you know, you've read all this stuff before, it's like, so what? But when you realize that if you don't get it, you might fail, you pay attention in a different way. So I will put the link for this article so you can read it in its entirety for yourself. I'm likely to pick up another piece of this and make another video in the near future. But the point is, I really wanted you to zero in, if you are a business owner, to understand failure is not the option we're looking for. And therefore, we're going to do everything we can to make success a higher probability of outcome for us. Trudy Bierman here. If you found value in this, please like, comment, share, smash the notification button, because I will be making more videos like this along the lines of influence and reach, influential reach in particular. That's what I'm doing my doctoral studies on. That's what my final research paper will be on, and that's why my interest is right here. So you do not want your business to fail, and you must get the word out to as many people as possible. Trudy here, super simple to find, and I do look forward to connecting with you.
You are watching Influence Media, PSI TV, the Netflix of biz brands.
Stop hiding. Stop hiding. I have been promoting being on TV, and one of the lines I've been using is stop being the biggest secret. Now, I am who I am. I come to my business as me. I can't pretend to be anything but who I am. And I am a Christian. I'm a Christ follower. And when I say to people, stop being the biggest secret, stop hiding, it's very biblical to stop hiding. So let me read from Genesis 3, and it says, so when the woman saw the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree desirable to make one wise, she took of its fruit and ate. She also gave to her husband with her, and he ate. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves covering. And they heard the sound of Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord among the trees of the garden. Then the Lord God called to Adam and said, where are you? I'm hiding. Who told you you're naked? The woman you gave me, what have you done? The serpent deceived me. And then we get, and also for Adam and his wife, the Lord God made tunics of skin and clothed them. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, stop hiding. Stop hiding. Now, in this Bible story, which I believe to be the origin of man, even if you don't agree, maybe at least you can receive the Bible as a wisdom book, okay? Even scientists and archaeologists at least use it as a history book. So it's a book of value, even if you can't receive the stories as real. For me, they're 100% real. So this is my context. We're hiding. And it is ever since the time of Adam, we have been hiding. We've been hiding from what? From God, from our God-given purpose. We all have a purpose. We all have a gifting, an innate ability, and a passion, a talent, something we're very good at. Or an experience that if someone knew, they could avoid. Like, we have these stories so we can learn some lessons and do some different things. Okay, great. So don't hide. You need to share that with the world. We are called to a purpose, a specific thing, and you're going to get a high sense of fulfillment when you work in that space. So don't hide. There is some message, product, service that you have that, yes, in the sale of it may bring you a compensation, but honestly, guys, think about it. People pay for solutions. A simple McDonald's trip where we spend more than we think we should be spending for their really cheap food. Because when we exchange the money, it's not about the cheapness of the food and we don't feel like the money's worth the quality of the food we get. We're not so much paying for the quality of the food. If you wanted quality food, you would go to a great restaurant that has a reputation for giving good food. We don't go to McDonald's and give them the money we give them because the food is any good. What we're paying for, the thing of value to us in going to a McDonald's or any of these drive-thrus is the convenience, the time saving that we did not have to spend, so that in the process of doing some other more important thing, something more valuable to us, we were willing to exchange the money. That is what happens when we provide a solution to the world. Even if your solution is 4 hours of entertainment, buy a great book or a good movie or something. Entertainment is a life quality investment. People pay for these things. People pay for vacations because it enhances the quality of their life. It provides a solution because we're looking for joy and happiness. So it does not matter what your offer is. If the thing that you are offering to the world has value to someone, not to everyone, but to someone, it's going to solve their quality of life issue. It's going to solve their boredom issue. It's going to solve their tool set so they can make some more money. Whatever the offer is, stop hiding, because what you're really hiding from is your God-given purpose. And we're here to please God and serve people. And if you don't believe me, go and read the story of Solomon, where he says to God, hey, God, you put me in charge of all these people. Give me the wisdom so that I can serve them. So we're here to please God and serve people. But people are willing to exchange money for a value. They're always willing to exchange money for the value, but they're not going to know to do that if you remain some top secret. Okay, so you need to get the word out. Now, one way of doing that is appearing on TV, but you don't have to appear on TV or even PSI TV for that matter, although I would love to have you. We offer a media challenge that helps you get an important tool that greases the path for you to be received and even seen as a person worthy of being on the same stage, the same podcast, so that people will open up their audience to you, and that audience becomes aware of your offers and possibly follow up with you. That is what these platforms do for you guys. They introduce you to a brand new audience. That's how I met my business coach. I went to someone else's event. He was on their stage. I thought he was amazing. And maybe I was only a handful of the people in that large audience, but I went and I started to look up every single video he ever made. And I had never heard of him before. So this is the value of not being hidden. You have to stop hiding. God has made the provision for that time and time again. In the story in Genesis, Adam and Eve did an inferior version. They were trying to hide themselves, and they made leaf clothing for themselves. God gave a better option. He created skin clothing for them. And that was a sacrifice had to be made. And in going forward, Jesus also became the living sacrifice so that we again could be free. So we do not have to hide. We can show up to do our God-given purpose on this earth and stop hiding. Stop being the biggest secret. Now go share. Jesus even went on and gave us a great commission to go and share to the rest of the world. But we don't all have to be preaching on a platform or a pulpit to be doing God's work. When you serve the people in the way that God has called you to serve, think of it, this guys. Joseph went from the prison to the palace, and his greatest claim to fame was the dream that God gave him. He had the people of Egypt collect all this grain, put it in these silos, and then when the famine came, he was selling grain. And because he was selling the grain, people were able to survive the famine experience. So when we sell our service, we're providing a value that enriches somebody's life in some way. So please stop hiding. Come away from the hiding experience. Step out. Share that talent, that resource, that book you've written, that joy, that life-enhancing thing that you've done, so that other people can be aware of it and participate in it. You will receive the compensation, right? Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added to you. When you step out into your God-given purpose in life, the things will be added to you, which includes a compensation back. You're going to have a trade-off. You give your value to the world, and the world's going to pay you. Okay? So stop hiding. Get out there. Let people know you exist. And maybe it will be a spot on PSI TV, but at the very least, sign up for our media challenge and get the resource that you need so that other platforms who have never heard of you before will have what they need to make a quick decision. Yes, this person is a great fit for my podcast, for my stage, to write about in the press, whatever. Okay. So I look forward to connecting with you in the challenge. I look forward to connecting with you in the comments. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. And I do look forward to connecting with you. Attention. Hello. May I have your attention, please? Attention is the currency of the day. It is far more valuable than money. How do I know? Because many of us pay for attention. We pay for storefronts with signage. We pay for ads, Facebook ads, Google ads. We pay for influencers to share a message. And attention is truly an important currency. And in fact, a lot of our guests come to PSI TV for attention. Yes, they want to be on TV, but what they really want is the attention of the audience. Now, some of you may know I'm doing my doctorate, and I'm doing it in strategic leadership, and my particular research is going to be on influential reach. I'm not the expert yet, but I am studying this because not only does this matter to the business of PSI TV, but it matters to those we are called to serve. So we realized very quickly that while TV is our primary platform, we're not truly in the TV business. We are in the influential reach business. And this book was available. It has many amazing things. And if you're a business owner and you are, or an author, and you're looking for ways to get attention, I'm going to recommend this book. And I'll put the link in the description for you so you can go check it out. But I just wanted to start with this because there's many things. I may revisit this book and make other videos. This book by Bailey and Schmidt talks about 5 types of attention: awareness, connected attention, engaged attention, converted attention, and advocacy. For the sake of this video, I'm going to stay with awareness. And just in case I don't pick up the others in future videos, let me just tell you quickly what they are. Awareness is really just that thought, that blip. Oh, okay, you're there. That's it. Connected attention is when they maybe sign up for your email, or give them your email, or they're like, let me get some more information. Engaged attention is when they open those emails. And if you have a CRM, a customer retention management system, like I use GetResponse, and GetResponse is really great about telling me who is opening my emails and who are engaged with my content, if they've opened emails recently or not. So that's the engaged attention. Then you have converted attention. They may have bought something from you, showed up at an event or something. And then you have advocacy. These are your fans. You can buy fans too, in terms of, so for example, you could pay a social media influencer to be an advocate for your brand. So just that's a quick overview of that. I'm going to stick with awareness right now because this is where it all begins, people. Awareness. If people do not know you exist, your solution is not an option for them to purchase, okay, or to engage with. There are people who move into new neighborhoods and are looking for a church, and they don't know that there's one down the road. So your resource, your solution may be right there under their nose, and they don't even know you exist. Have you ever looked for something and then you found it and it was actually in plain sight? That's kind of how this works. If they don't know you exist, they cannot find your solution. Awareness is where it all begins. You can't retain attention if you haven't gotten it in the first place. This is where TV helps, because a lot of our guests are coming to us. They're coming to a cold audience. None of the people that watch PSI TV know the guests that I'm bringing on. They don't know them, but they come to television for the opportunity to be in front of a brand new audience and get awareness. I run a challenge, which I'm inviting you to. And if you miss the current one, just connect with me and we'll tell you when the next one is. But we run a media challenge. And that media challenge is to help you get attention. Yes, you can come on PSI TV, but the media challenge is to help you create that portfolio, that media kit that will get podcasts, stages, and other platforms to consider having you as a guest and putting you in front of their audience. To what? Help you get attention, to bring you to the awareness of people who have never heard of you before. So this is video 1 in this series on awareness, and the link for video 2, when it becomes available, will be here, and it will be released next week. So stay tuned. If you're not already connected, please consider subscribing, smash that notification bell so you will know when the next video becomes available. And guys, let me tell you, I am actively using peer-reviewed or scholastic documents to create many of these videos, and they're all around building influential reach, which is the business we're in. Yes, TV is our primary platform, but we're truly in the business of influential reach. And I am going to become an expert in this space. And this is part of that process. So I am learning it for me, sharing it with you, because I know you're also a small business owner, an entrepreneur, an author, a ministry, a 501c organization, and you need awareness. People need to know you exist. And this is why influential reach is so important. And I'm going to be sharing my findings with you because that's the business we're in. So subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, comment, share. Please let me know if you found value. Write a comment. Was there anything that stood out for you? Is there a question that you have that maybe I can help you answer? I look forward to connecting with you.
Michael's friends and family supported his new business, but he needs to expand his customer base. The last thing Michael wants to do is to go back to finding a job. He realized his efforts and marketing budget would be better invested in getting in front of the audience other people have curated. He heard PSI TV was having a media kit challenge and realized that was a marketing asset he was missing. If he tried to DIY that, he'd probably mess it up. After all, he wouldn't want to have to DIY his own dental extraction. In any case, he would love to be on TV one day. It's much cooler to be interviewed and positioned as an expert than to make a video blowing his own horn about how good his stuff was. Nice! Michael has been booked as a guest on his first podcast experience, and next week he'll be a guest on PSI TV. The PSI TV Media Kit Challenge was a great investment of his time and money for the VIP experience. Maybe you should join the next Media Kit Challenge.
Influential reach. This is an area of knowledge that I am pursuing to become an expert in. I am doing my PhD, and as I work on my research, this is the area that my research is going to be in. I am not currently the expert, but I'm working to become it. And having been in TV media, I realize that I'm really not in the TV business. I'm in the influential reach business, because when people come to TV, they really, they want to say I was on TV, but bigger than that is they want to reach a new audience in an authoritative way. So I realize I'm not just in the TV business. TV is my primary platform. What I really am in is the influential reach business. In particular, when I interview a guest, I syndicate their show out to several platforms because I understand my guests are trying to reach a new and expanded audience. So I share their stuff on 6 podcast platforms, on my social media platforms, and so on, including YouTube. So as a result, because I was in TV and I thought I was in the TV business, I only focused on TV. But when I realized I was actually in the influential reach business, that changed my vision for the business. It changed my way of operating. So I decided to repent on my opinions about using YouTube, and I have been building my YouTube channel. I hit the milestone. YouTube monetization is the goal of many of us who ever decide to have a YouTube channel. That's all I wanted to share with you today. Trudy Bierman here of PSI TV, where we make you the star and share your content with our audience. If this was of value to you, please like, comment, share. And thank you so much for checking in with me today.